So I believe my generation was the prime target when social media was first introduced and first started to become what it is today. I remember life as a sort of teenager adult before social media, and obviously ever since it became what it is after social media. So I've seen a little bit of both. I know that nowadays a lot of younger people will know nothing different, and I think it can become really problematic when you know nothing different than this social media onslaught of information, because it is simply too much, particularly with regards to fitness. This idea that we need constant stimulation, that we need something new all the time to keep us occupied. The trends that come and go so fast. When I say come and go, obviously they have their moment a week, 2 weeks, but when you're talking about fitness, when you're talking about the human body, you need to give things time to breathe. You need to give things time to adapt, to see the results. So the year is 2024, and I remember the first time I joined a gym, properly joined a gym with the intention of attending regularly, was 2004. That's 20 years ago. So if I said to someone now, oh, I've been training for 20 years, it sounds crazy. I'm still here working hard, trying to improve. I don't know everything, of course not. The methods that I used to learn by, the methods that I used to consume information by at the beginning of my fitness journey, compared to the way things happen now, it's night and day. So when I was younger, we had MySpace. If anyone knows MySpace, drop a comment down below. And the biggest concern was not how to go viral or how to become famous, a famous influencer. The biggest concern in the MySpace days was who's going to be in your top 8. And that was a fucking dilemma sometimes, trying to balance that top 8 out. You know, he's been a really good friend lately. I think he needs to be promoted to second position. He's really earned it. Now, obviously, the internet was around at that time. YouTube wasn't. YouTube wasn't around in 2004. I think that was a couple of years later that YouTube got introduced. But it wasn't quite as vast as what it is now. It wasn't basically the resource that it is now. So in terms of the early days, how did I learn information and how did I start this fitness journey that has led me to where I am now? I used to just go down to Tesco's once a month and buy one of 2 magazines, Men's Health or Men's Fitness. I would buy one magazine and I would just hammer it for 2 weeks, reading every article, every piece on nutrition, every six-pack shortcut ab workout that they were offering. Whoever the cool guy on the front was, I would copy his journey. I remember one month it had this little mini book with it, which was 100 ab exercises. That was an absolute game changer for me, that little book, because you have to understand, guys, yes, people know crunches, sit-ups, etc., but when you're being introduced to all these variations, all these different angles that are going to really craft your six-pack type of information, nowadays you would see that in a 15-second reel. 10 exercises squeezed into that 15-20-second reel, where you're not going to get the attention to detail that is necessary. You're not going to get the description that is describing exactly how you should perform that said exercise. You are going to simply see somebody who already has an incredible body, an incredible physique, performing the said exercise, and you're basically just going to copy them. They are going to become your new influencer. Oh, this guy's got a great physique. Doesn't matter what he does externally, doesn't matter what sort of nutrition he does, whether he's natural or not. Let's not get started on that topic, because that's a completely different kettle of fish. But it doesn't take into account the overall picture. Now, don't get me wrong, back in the Men's Health days as well, it's not like everyone was natural, it's not like everyone was honest, but you could apply the things that you found interesting to your training, and you could give it time to breathe because you weren't overwhelmed with something new. What you would find is that maybe if there were 5 exercises that you were introduced to that month, maybe you would take 2 of them forward and they would become part of your routine because they worked for you. Maybe those other 3, next month, you get some new ideas and you look to replace them. That is how I used to build my programs at the beginning of my journey, in terms of refreshing them, in terms of renewing them. I think one of the biggest problems nowadays is this sense of categorization that social media is obsessed with. So if I'm scrolling through my explore page on Instagram and I see a guy with a good physique, I click his profile. Oh, he's a CrossFit athlete. Okay, I can see the benefits of CrossFit. Okay, fair enough. Oh, look, here's another guy who looks in similar condition. Oh, he trains bodyweight only. Okay, this guy does strength training. This guy does volume training. There is so much information coming at you from so many different angles. It's hard to identify which of these techniques is the best, which is going to work for me, which aligns with me personally. And because you're constantly being overwhelmed with this new refreshed feed, literally refresh, 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 more information, more information, more information, you are never going to take the time to properly implement these techniques and therefore see the benefits of them, to find out if this really does work for you, or maybe you need something else. For me, I was lucky enough to discover early in my journey that strength training really did work for me in terms of the type of aesthetic that I wanted to produce. Heavy repetitions, 2 to 4 reps, muscle density combined with a low body fat. That is the type of physique that I wanted to build, and I discovered that by reading a book, going online, not by watching a YouTube video, by reading an entire book, because I had an idea, this might be something I'm interested in. I read the book, I followed the program, I followed the guide, and then I knew this is my type of training. Now, occasionally, of course, I do mix it up, because anybody's body is going to become accustomed to a certain program, a certain style of training, a certain lifestyle. But that is what I always go back to. That is my bread and butter, is what I teach on this channel, because primarily that is what I specialize in. If you are new to the gym and you're inexperienced and you're trying to find yourself in the gym, you can't go into the gym one day and think, today I'm going to do calisthenics, and you have a great workout. But then tomorrow you're saying, you know what, I'm going to introduce a little bit of CrossFit. But then the day after that, you're like, you know what, I'm going to go heavy today and see how that works. Because regardless of how those workouts go individually, and you'll probably enjoy it. I do a kickboxing workout today, and I would probably feel absolutely brilliant after it, sweating it out, different muscles becoming engaged that maybe have been neglected a little bit. I would feel great. But if I never perform that workout again in my life, it becomes a flash in the pan, a one-time thing, something that I'm not going to feel the benefits of. I won't see the benefits of it, the aesthetic benefits, the lifestyle benefits. It's a waste of time. You have to give things time to breathe. You have to give your body the chance to adapt to these different styles of training, these different methods, and therefore to get the different benefits that they offer. But I've just got to the gym. I'm going to go and hit some legs. Hope you've got the point of this one, guys. Don't let social media, don't let influencers dictate your training program. Give yourself a chance to adapt to something. Give yourself a chance to feel the benefits of these different methods. You're going to appreciate it in the long term. If you found this one helpful, guys, there is another similar video coming soon. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video to help the algorithm, comment if you've got anything to say, and until the next one, guys, bye bye.